Koya, not just some maba. Na Sawachi. Koya, not just some maba.
Assembly biaba on assume na a gary a PS screen is here. Assume and I to my Ghana. Ghana the sum. Sabra yeka say Ghana for bebre any light. Sabra yeka say Ghana for bebre any light. Dum kania. Ya dum kania to the point say Electricity Company of Ghana. Greek or new more keka ho. In fact, energy minister. Ain't me nya kukodrom be gina Ghana for anim and said ye kwaso pote. Woman so mo light and a light de nyina so e ho na dum na so. Current no enye stable. E ho na current ni ko low. That's what we experience be that. Yes, and one man go maso no biare. Was yes, it's true. Why would me tie me ya so 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 fa bi mu. Current ni nyina so, and nobody is coming out to explain what exactly the problem is. Now, I don't know, Ghana Water Company Limited. What is so wonderful ECG say, and I'm ECG ma a stable power into the nana is ya to Wusan. Oko Ghana Miami Hodwa, match out the cost for Damango. What we need you is your common electricity and insurance about when to be provided. This is the same abaya a brand new war position. Was said what the Bosumi do what versus on my Ghana Shabre. The Bosumi do what when the political party are war opposition, Wakasa City na hata. Now one war ba Baumiana Wakana hono. Wabejina ni nim the ani hunumuni the experience so Abwama City ni mwa ye do. The city no. Said ye city here. Na mampanyi nanado obetena obegina mrashe bedwafie abeka de yin obetro man Ghana bobre said the mrane hyese wo so ye no when the last but one state of the nation's address, and it is critical because the obeka no na be kire the oba abeja wa bra wo be free aban mu yeme ene mampanyi kasa no eye critical because nia wo ba beka no ena e kire the wo ja Wabra wo free aben wakaka krebi na ye be friend former president Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo akaka krebi na mafo bebre say kwa wo kono ka woni ni nue ya woni ne ba ya no wo kire say o nimdi a wode tutu sikasam yie na agye agoi woni ne nkwai ahwade oye wasanso de ne kentene ye so wasanso efa enhye kwa so e de na chichiri ye kom say tinchina ye nso munye na wone ne akwapa no kwafo wodi no kura ye de na na wono no eyi wama yenko nsem ni mu fast na yenhwe no ma asisi pen yenko somewhere in 2017 ebra no ma ba fresh no President Akufo-Addo delivering the State of the Nation's address na wa bra wa kasa no wo be kire eka wo mo betoye na hwa hoden ni ahom keka bia na wode ka eka John Mahama ban na wo kire se wagya ene eba wo share se dio wo mo ba beye etu wanamo no ma yensiesie tie no 2017.
The increasing fiscal deficits were financed by increased borrowing. As of the beginning of 2009, Ghana's total debt stock was 9.5 billion cedi. By the end of 2016, the debt stock has ballooned to 122 billion cedi.
Order.
Ghana's debt stock.
Order.
You see the way the people were shouting?
Ghana's debt stock now stands at 74% of GDP after all the previous denials to the contrary.
Pause, mommy. Pause. Just pause. Nama efonyini nyina so sa. Wose sabre no na ye debt stock egina wa hanchiche mu aduoso 9 akire ponsia. Omamu ni sika nyina ka ewom. 74.6% Fuaso, Nanado.
Debt was accumulated by the previous government in the last 8 years than all other governments put together since independence.
Possible hobby, mame. And Sakana no can was seven. Was say, a ye car, a so chain, about what do my best queen car. Another Vonia will try to know. Me say, we are watching it. This is in 2017. What about fresh? Faso.
Order. Speaker, whatever be the case, I'll have my say. Yeah. I'll have my say.
Paso hobby, also Paso. What's it said yet? Whatever be the case, I'll have my say. There be anyone more ya. Ebe si me kwan say menka dia me pesa mekano. Whatever it is, I'll have my say. This is in 2017. Continue.
Mr. Speaker.
Order. Honorable
Mr. Speaker, more debt was accumulated by the previous government in the last 8 years than all other governments put together since independence. In fact, 92% of Ghana's total debt stock was incurred in the last 8 years under the previous government. The interest costs on this debt have also increased and will amount to an estimated 14.1 billion cedi in 2017. Mr. Speaker, the reality of the state of Ghana's public finances today are quite stark. Today, as a result of policy choices, we find ourselves in a situation where Ghana's total revenue is consumed by three main budgetary lines: wages and salaries, interest payments and amortization, and statutory payments. These three items alone account for 99.6% of government revenue. This means
It's 2017 about fresh. I want what they need to can or they casa. Jainedi. So my Ghana Sikasamanya, I say poto. A cash on my Ghana no, I should be my da. What the John Mahama cannot to a buyer best in the qua. John Mahama the end pa na show. And I can say, no one casafa 122 billion Ghana cedis a car. What better here? And I can say, my Ghana can win baby again. That debt to GDP and now was say, and then I'm 70 something point something percent. No, and I wouldn't baby again. Again, 104% to just say, your book percentage, a percentage, you know, your boy room. What that got that WK 100 where ya throw 100 no. Let's just say, on my Ghana Sika, you won in and your cassa, you did try your car, a candy be back, me, and another Danko Kufuado or buyer. Now, what about John Mahama so boss, one make car better, my Ghana 3 short no. Eh? And now what blame say is as a result of bad policy choices, no. And then a car a swam my Ghana, I have 567.3 billion, representing 104% of our GDP. Ah, and that's it. Then say, what the Ghana Sika will win, you know, yes, I would eat Triane car. A carry be better. I won yes, a campontia, Satabiano, your woman. I feel you got 2018. Emerano, Ebiba, Ebeka. 2018, they just said you know was he bought Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Basho. Say nomin san wedumenti Sikasabon to Triano, and yes, I see a Dane. Shadi away. 2018.
Speaker, I believe that last year when I came to the House, I conveyed my dismay at the full extent of the economic mess in which our nation was mired. We had inherited an economy that was in distress, choked by debt, and with macroeconomic fundamentals in disarray. You will recall, Mr. Speaker, that I said, quote, we would have to implement some tough, prudent, and innovative policy to get us out of the financial cul-de-sac we were in. I made some brave predictions. I said we would reduce significantly the budget deficit, and I said that at the same time, we would grow and expand the economy. I'm glad to be able to report, Mr. Speaker, that the economic management team, under the stellar leadership of the strong, brilliant economist, Vice President Mahamadou Bawumia, has risen to the challenge, and the hard work is beginning to show positive results. We have reduced taxes. We are bringing down inflation and interest rates. Economic growth is increasing from the alarming 3.6% at December 2016 to 7.9% in our first year. And the indications are that it will be even better this year.
And this year, no, 2018, yegina 2024, and the Kasane to say, look, Mammy analyze us some no kind this year, no. 2018, in some man can say inflation, ejina baby, a young wahua, a yamfa, and now saying Emma, the vice president, our being when him take Bessica Sama, or born home more than a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Yegina 2024, Kai say, answer 2024, Bebano. No, my Ghana Babosia to the point say, on my imunum pono, Yakobo, Oma, Omoya Ghana and Penifua, Omukwa Humijiamuno, Yakobo Mobosia, to the point saying, ye to me, entry Omoka. Emma Mukojina Finance Ministry, Babino Subo, Taden Abino, Ayoma Yaka Diasa. Amama, what do I do Omoka Yentimintria, Ekano? Mrs. Sabra Yakase, Yaka was he a tria dane danane in Sihuno. Yentimintria. And Yama a grace period. I could see 2025 and 2026 move on. Wabra IMF and so soya sene. That is the reality bakwa. It was so inflation ya no can once me. A pege ya to the point say it drew 54%. And then buy a from no. And then I'm 20 something no. And I'm day 2 more as a for him so mabomo and modding. Now Bawumia na wo kamfuni anu wo hoahoani anu wo chese wo no ne nsa no adwuma ne nam so nti sabre no omanga na sikasam na ejina ba bi ejina no na Bawumia petumi Bawumia peso ye mampanyi hwese de wasie yi akufu ado ama and wabe dine na di say asem na president akufu ado kan no na enya nokre wabe dine na di say enya nokre say ono no we bibi efa economy no because akwaria so ya yedai Bawumia na wayi ne ho afirim e na ode sobo no e de abo president Akufo-Addo ene obe deliver state of the nation's address Bawumia kasa mu no wase enye ono na driver ono na mate ye wey.
The governor of the central bank also focused on monetary and exchange rate policy. I focused on the complementary data and systems improvement that would ensure the ease of doing business and change the fundamentals of the economy, making it more dynamic and responsive to modern trends and the management of it more scientific and efficient. Ladies and gentlemen, I was thankfully appointed as chairman of the economic management team. As a subcommittee to cabinet, we do not have any decision-making powers, but I am very proud of the quality of advice we have been providing over the years to Cabinet. As Vice President, I was asked by the President to assist in solving some of the problems that were inhibiting the transformation of Ghana's economy.
Eti edru no sori de enye adwuma bi no ye na emom na ye futuo enye se wodi animu edi adwuma bi okoya to the point say oka say one de we mate onye ono na driver okan cramp we kufu ado anim bra MPP for to abama no say 12 franc ama party no wabra ye ko 2024 elections woka we kufu ado anim say one de wode na adwene nanam so ade na say ya to the point say Baumia po yi ni ho afrim Baumia na ye ton no kire ye ekufuado edi no kura ka kire se won de ba economy na wabon wonim hwe etu ade Baumia na eba ena Baumia ya ye de ne ba ye se won mebo ma economy ni nyina ye sabre economy na je aguo no Baumia adwane afiri ho ekufuado na wono no di no kura kire se wabon woni economy wonim economy no ho hwe no wono mom na ye se won so ache no eti ene what shall me busane say? A day in a president, Nanado Danko Kufuado, a baby catcher Ghana for. And you see, Mamma Fanko Abakwasemo, President John Dramani Mahama, the last State of the Nation's address, he said, we ye be up a paper. When you are Quenya so on the Ghana for Becasano, Nan yet, so what the inside eternity will be so, a boy bishop was and I buy where shrinking a man to man your way. No, rather, now watch it and one man. Why ye? Wabra why mampenny? What is your way?
The Tema Akosombo line will soon start to maximize the use of the Volta Lake Transport Company for moving cargo for landlocked Sahelian countries up the Volta River to Buipe in the northern region. Work on the expansion of our two maritime ports at Takrady and Tema are ongoing and would lead to faster turnaround times for ships and larger throughput cargo volumes. Bulk cargo handling will also be more efficient. Mr. Speaker, our security forces were severely challenged when it came to logistics and equipment to fulfill their constitutional mandate. Today, I can report with pride that vehicles, armored personnel carriers, riot control equipment, aircrafts, helicopters, fire tenders make up a few of the components of the investments we have made in our security services. Mr. Speaker, vehicles for judges and completion of the court complex has created a better atmosphere for the dispensation of justice. Implementation of the National Anti-Corruption Action Plan, which was unanimously adopted by this August House, remains on track. I wish to commend this House for the passage of numerous legislation, including the recent Public Financial Management Act, which strengthens our hands in the fight against corruption. I must, however, point out that public and civil society organizations are disappointed in our inability to pass the Right to Information Bill and are still hopeful that before this Parliament is dissolved at midnight on the 6th of January, a consensus can be found to pass this bill into law.
Dramame, Apostle, and stop on Apostle. It is out here, President John Dramani Mahama, Kane Mampenina. No abobon no ma wa yeso. Impuntunyuma wadiaba. Emra hodwa eye mrahye bedwafo e de time na chi said be ye mpuntu obi ebetimama. They say right to information law yi as I say President Akufo-Addo e de tu no ho say enam e wona pen so e na yetimi pass ye. Was abra na the last State of the Nation's address no na President Mahama as a war share ni mu say anka mrahye bedwafo no betima ye bibia fa ho said be ya ade anche no na sete e de ama aban na wo ba no wa mo bia so bo so wutie na so bo bia nim wan fa ne nsa nkyerɛkyerɛ obi so sɛ nam we so ɛna we am wanti ɛna wanti mi anya bibi no wo kyerɛ no ma wo yeye sɛ mampanyi sabrɛ no to aso ma me.
Mr. Speaker, the achievements outlined in this statement are accomplishments that my government and I can proudly claim. But the state of our nation at any given time, where we are in the race, is the result of more than the visible gains made by one individual during his tenure. Every president.
I say no. Wabra watch your my Ghana Bobre Sabreno. One friend to know say Minkwa me modemo and I'm on mine a peda. Wasaka say ya wubabe tiebiono. President Mahama Dine di say Mampenyi bia wabebiano. Etu anamo. They said you're not so etu anamo. Said the beya on mine bekonenim. This is a reconciliatory speech. Where ya kasa ye ka and the buama on mine yeday. Ejina baako when ye kasa ye de chiche man mu se wotie ne kasa say mampanyi bia ba wo ye bibi te said ye menso me ba no menso ma ye bibi faso.
Every president benefits from the seeds planted by his predecessor, seeds that could not be sown during his predecessor's tenure. Mr. Speaker, indeed I believe if politics could be described as a sport, the one it would most closely resemble is a relay race. It is a sport that relies as much on the individual's achievement as it does on teamwork and cooperative effort. The true test of that competition is in the passing of the baton. So too with politics. Mr. Speaker, President Jerry John Rawlings started the structural transformation of this economy under the Economic Recovery Program. This program restored Ghana to a path of growth, which he handed over to President John Agyekum Kufuor. President Kufuor continued the Economic Adjustment Program and under HEPIC initiative achieved significant debt reduction, implementing new social intervention programs such as NHIS and the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty Program. He passed these on to President Professor John Evans Atta Mills. President Mills commenced the Eastern Corridor Road Project, the University of Ghana Medical Center, which I inaugurated yesterday, the Kotokraba Market, the Cape Coast Stadium, and a host of others which I inherited and completed. Mr. Speaker, my administration commenced the construction of new community-day senior high schools, a policy of progressively free secondary education, construction of the Eastern University, investment in many infrastructure projects that are ongoing, and many others that will actually commence under President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Jirawa mama menko bebia. Koso ama mampanyi John Mahama emfonyi no enna screen so. Wa wo hwe metie me bia me pese wodi enkomo yachi. Ye the State of the Nation's address ahodo no. Ena ye de ye mfato ho di nkomo anopai. Ya bo President Akufo-Addo de ana wo de sobo ne bo John Mahama aban. Ena me ye sure say wakasa obey the same thing. And this is John Mahama, the last State of the Nation's address. And the kasa mu no watches a baby aba. Obo no mo den ye de obeye said the be your mind betum pon. Obubo din but Jerry John Rawlings kane mamperi Jerry John Rawlings awanya ne baby kodin obo John Evans Atta Mills din obo John Agyekum Kufuor din and na wono so kire de wono so sabere no woye to the sense empuntu nyuma ni bi no kura no wodan na di say de egusu ayeye no kura no sabere ya mampanyi Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo wo bei obesom ewo na wabra wabeso amamuo akonfra no emu tie wabra woto na asam so tie no.
I am assured by his firm statement that he will continue these projects as enjoined by our Constitution of 1992. Mr. Speaker, I wish him all the success in this regard. And as I've said many times already, regardless of whose tenure in which these visions come to fruition, his success belongs to Ghana. They belong to all of us. Mr. Speaker, political opposition and differences of opinion are vital to the health and growth of any democracy. Political parties are formed when people of similar ideology come together to move their agenda forward in a way that best serves their country's interest. But the well-being of the nation and the will of the people must always come first. Partisanship for its own sake in the end is no better than dictatorship. If we look around the world, we can so clearly see the deep divide that blind partisanship is creating in nations with democracies that are even far older than ours. We can see too the divide that it is threatening to create in ours if we are not careful. Already it's taking a toll on our morale and our sense of optimism. It has given way to a cynicism that is as dangerous to the incoming political party as it is to the outgoing. We cannot afford as a nation to wish or hope for the failure of any president and his or her government. Ensuring accountability is not the same as leveling insults or encouraging apathy.
Yeah.
We have
Fasiwa. It's President Mahama State of the Nation's address. Ye twa wa maye. Ansa na wo firi abem. Entie ne kasa no na wo tufo o hye Ghana fo nkuran. E dan na di se ye ma ye ma manyosem enchiche ye mu. Se de esi ye ya manyosem wo man mu no, eno na de mpapa mu, eni anye ewura ye trim to the sense aban foforo krampo ba. Na ye hwe anim se wo bedi ntwo. Basa bay ne bo no ho moden no wo ye adwuma. Eye Ghana di mu na wo ye adwuma no. President Mahama, last State of the Nation's address. Fato to niama bubu ache nyina. Eye President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And tell me, why na wo Ghana? Why na Ghana dream? And as a Ghana, eda na koma so. Why na epe Ghana nkanko? Why na ye because penny nie ade ba ko a ema wo ye penny ma manfo ade ani de ani obuo ma eme ye kasafa ho afebo te said ye kasafa ye Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ho ene say wo beto problem a solve problem no enye kasa tenten enye afe na ado nse be tenetene obi so say na obi adwumadi asu nti na wuntimi nkoso eno nyem penny nie who acknowledge what the kind for to say the Mahama in his last State of the Nation's address. Who acknowledge a candy for Omo best the choir, Omo modemo, Yomo ye, one also dear warrior. Now was say wish it a buy now war banner well. So anyway now, what Jina Purano say, and I'm so Osawa when you be also Sabano. One of the Jina Purano says, I war Oba Pruse. Yemie no na wamba ji o man Ghana ho. Mampanyi Mahama asem na meken. Wonu de gina ye pona no a wo bom bio. Samu mama kwanya na me meji o man Ghana. Efri sa o se ye yi mu a. Na na do ne ba omiade yakwayi. A omunji ntum se na momo so e na aba. Da bia no mu yi ahye COVID-19. Da bia no mu yi ahye Russia ni Ukraine tokwa. Ma santu a wotie mo se e na wan hwe kra obeti se na na do yi ahye Queen Elizabeth ni wo na course no. They don't take responsibility. They ba umia speech no. From head to toe. Baby enu a wajitu mse and na momo sa anu adwumenti na o man Ghana. E da kware so. No mu yi hye bibi. Ba Mahama beto dum so no. E de oyeye. Wo ba samra se bedwafie ho na ene mampanyi Nana Addo ukọ no. E ba jitu mu say yes. Ma pension ade we aba. My person idea we cross war. Na the man say, me John Mahama, me two sadie we ase. Umpe we na pedi. As an yedi Tonton Sansan beto on mama for human rights story be and to him. Same be ase fem. I wo Ghana ni a wutie me hwembe wotia. Yam beto because I know me tie no. Yam say we wofu a look we yam beto pa. You ready? Eti we oba ni okunu. A o meja awade. Court egusu ebobo ho wo kwan a enkwara no o ma setena mu nsam besi akọ atemu aba ye twen se court atemu no ye bedi so ahwade bi esi ye emmofra ikotena o mo maame nchen ema tena mo kotena o mo maame nchen no be ma na oba ne te no e de nkwada yi fa yaka de bim nkwada o ma mienu a ma di mfie miensa akwadi vie miensa akunso ase bienu asesai wo se oba no ekunu no e sori anu atam ne bema no dia to abofra ya wodi mfie miensa enum utie me tam the bear man no dia to abofra no enum me pese wutie enkomo a omo ne omo papa di ye bransa na no de ye asem we bedan ne ho adi eye ebra enkura ne ba omo papa enchen e wo fie na fe enkura yi wo wa na se omo pese omo de omo papa e be medi agoro eti na papa ne nti ase woni enti ana enkwada ne yesa ena wode amememfe ani areho ede nkwada yi ko dokota ho eti dokota no fefi omo bisebiso omo nsem ena bedan ne ho adi se be ma na womo maame te no osori a no de saade ni edi omo pese wutie nkwada na anu masem me kan dia kosi bibi so na we ye Ghana wofo we ye human rights activists wo Ghana da wakoma so a asem we by the time I mawie no ye me expect every one say obefre say de tene ebesi hwade o mame
I think they're key holders. Sorry, how you said the last two things Uncle JJ did. I'm listening.
He put wee in my mouth and I go and wash my mouth and teeth up. And he puts his vagina on my mouth.
He put what?
His penis in my mouth and I go and wash my mouth again.
And where was mommy when it happened?
Mommy said it one more time. Uncle Gigi didn't do it. And Daddy, Uncle Gigi is mommy's brother. That's why she's believing.
I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry these things happened.
And he said that I'm stupid and he threw me on the floor. And then I scratched myself so badly it was a bit deep.
I'm sorry.
And another last thing is that he kept on pushing me on the wall, hitting me on the wall like that. My stomach was hurting and I felt so sick.
Okay. I'm really sorry he did all these things to you. It will never happen again.
Okay. Daddy, he also put a rubber in my mouth and that rubber that was from the dustbin. And he let me eat something that was from the dustbin. And then he put a paper on the floor. I almost slipped and broke my knee.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going.
And as some way they are a buffo home and they say my men and lawyer no I did be ye my men and lawyer near penny be power memo yet it is alleged so why yambra nimuni yamra se bedani it is alleged say nsan wadwuma no e no ye ebira papa no de nkora ne betena ne nchen ana wo bo mu ho ban na nkora no ko vacation classes lawyer yi a wosanso ya manyoni e allegation ya dia to so ese fata se ono so beba na obe clear air no ne ehunu se dia asem ne sitie lawyer yi a wosanso ya manyoni e oda se ni junior lawyer a wo ne firm any national security enko nkwada ni suku enko dwan nkwada no mo fo mo nko o maame fie remember say ni enti a na nkwada no wo papa ne nchen ene say na papa ne peso bon nkwada no wo ban efi saade yi a wo de waso etie say nkwada yi ka e de a kire mo papa so mo wo fa bi a ye friend jeje a wo so de a no de ne bema etutu nkwada yi a madi mfie miensa nu apart from that yes wo kan no maame de sa bona no se kwa no tu wo fa jeje wontimi nyesa beyond that aduane a wo ball am ni atam ne de ahya abofra nu saade we na papa ne so wo bɔ no ho ban wo ban kona no ho ban afiri ho eti lawyer yi a wo ya manyoni ye mrase bedwani it is alleged say wo suma ni junior lawyer any national security for so mo ko sukubu ho no mo ko dwan kwada no mo fo mo ko mo maame ho mi bu se o emerani fo am wo mamu ha amanyofo am wo mamu ha mo amunim se de national security adwuma sitie adwuma national security ye no se ye timi kidnap kwada wa bro mo suku And you see, wabro mo kwaya sa no nyame ncha dia post for beche omo suku mpanifo na mbene so omo ma post for beche national security for no any junior lawyer no em ye de omo ko East Legon police station na tie nkomo e ko so e wo East Legon police station allegedly I mean post station and nkomo no tie nkomo e ko so
you make international this is so but national security if complain to them. Do national security straight away go to somebody's jurisdiction and effect arrest like that? Or do something like that? No, if I want to ask.
So who directed you to do?
This is a simple question you have to ask.
Who instructed you from lawyer? A case was lodged. When a case is lodged, so the case was lodged to you and you decided to move forward. So yes, so who instructed you to go to the school? Who instructed us?
Yes, you want there.
That's what I want. That's the question I'm asking. And who is that director?
Okay, so now. You are going to detain you. You have to know it. You're going to tell me, please. You see that you no.
I'm not answering what because
I will I am telling you in my various office. No,
but this that national security for you omo this adwuma no eja omo on what basis East Legon police e was some be yimo wano some be kirem yes your friend nam pare se wonim sa meme ya nam pare ka se wonim ho enchi omo ti die na asesa why ni sa director na meme yi sie se wono na hye omo so omo nye sa de no why ni sa director no and you see papa ya make no wasem yi se ye de sa de no edi ne ma no ohana wo mese sa lawyer ni meranim ni amanyoni mrahye bedwani no wo mese ne call it was yes or friend back and come across when you tie.
Hey, how are you?
By Jehovah's grace, I'm doing very well, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
This is Apenya Market.
Okay. Yes, I missed your call this morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I called you, huh? How old are you?
Sorry?
How old are you?
Sorry, I don't understand your question.
I said, how old are you? What's your age?
Sorry, sir, I want to understand why.
Okay, I'm your ex-wife's lawyer regarding the custody of your kids. And I sent my junior lawyer, Deborah. You remember the drama in the school on Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Right, that ended at the police station, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying, how old are you? There's something I want to tell you. That's why I'm asking you. I'm talking to you as a gentleman, as a brother. What's your age now?
I find it difficult to answer this.
Okay, no problem. If you want to answer, let me tell you something. I'm a family man myself, okay?
Sorry, come on.
I'm saying I'm a family man myself.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking to you as a brother.
Okay.
I don't want to pull the law. Okay? It will be waste of energy. But I want us to find a way of resolving matters, okay?
Okay.
You have put a woman to bed. Me, I believe in metaphysics. And woman getting initially, that's why I ask you of your age. We may be carried away by our ego and our pride. What I've seen in life, I don't like to confront issues. I think that there's always a somber way of resolving matters. Because at the end of the day, the effect on our lives, we don't see where it is coming from. Maybe a mistake in getting beer we made in life. Maybe we think we have some little money. Okay? So, talking to you as a lawyer, try as much as possible. Maybe I could get your lawyer's number so that we respect the court order with the issue of she having access, you having access, so that both of you, I mean, you've lived together before, you've had husband and wife relationship. This is not the time for both of you to torture each other. And then make sure that the kids get the best out of it. Okay? So it's vacation. Whether there's extra classes or not, lawyers to be involved because the order is clear. So that you can have a peaceful relationship even after your divorce. This is what I think I want to suggest to you, young man.
Young man, Mate. So, issue of custody, no, you don't hear me. Intimidation, na course one. Any human rights violation, na a course one. One issue, no. Opinion, I will tell the name. So, what, yeah, Mr. A woman here pass out about one common. So, be babonte, and I'll be my home coin because you're friend. Loud silence media funded the true. Omo TV no so na omo max asemi so Kevin Taylor mo. And then me raises a issue way or a platform issue. And who be here say obeba abonten na ye hunu de course so potty. Because I'm wondering say on mine no national security adwuma mo ye ne say yetimi sori ya and am say me ya manoni na mo di brebinti yetimi sori ka say national security mo ko obi so na mo ko tata mo ko hunehuna omo. Don't hear any tape now. What you to on yes, sir. Bibusa national security adwuma no. And asem na da ho na eno ni nyina so ntia abrantie e di nkwada ya bafia oboso obo mo ho ban. Meranim ni no enitema. Anya biasa wo ma o. Woni tema se sa asem no be na asem hia na watima wuram na wapa ne pomasi bre. Ano ato. Tonton Sansan ye di abramu. Abuse of power. It's because as Ghanaians, we do not hold our leaders to a certain standard. They be honorable near court. You hold to a certain standard. And I'm saying you hold to certain standards in the Omopa, Yomu Pebia, no my Yanomuko free. The national security intimidating for state security. Na ye di omo tenatema mo foso ebu omo kom sa de na free hin bibisa anu ato shi
amani ya maya ayo enyo ya ne wom e peso bia ba adwabo na sibi na asem bia wo bia mu oka na me mani ye nsum kunsum yemfa mu mai mo trobodo yemfa mu mai mo sempa.
Hey, I just call him into